What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to the DNA Performance YouTube channel. So today we're going to be working on the 78 Camaro, and for those of you who do not know, this is our 78 Camaro. It's kind of like a drag car project. So what we've done so far is we've restored the frame and front suspension. We got tubular control arms, Viking shocks. We did our manual steering conversion. We got our Kirky seats in. We got our strange 9-inch rear end in. Give you guys a little peek at that. A little hard to see. We got we're running Calvert mono leafs, and then we also did a 70 to 74 trunk pan kind of retrofit into this car. That way we can mount our fuel cell, and that's what these little pedestals are for. It's for a fuel cell. What we're going to be doing is actually working on the firewall. Now, I mentioned this the last video, we had to get started on prepped, and we weren't too sure what we were going to do about the heater hole and the blower motor hole and stuff like that, and kind of noticed that all this is kind of pretty beat up. So what we actually found from a company called Mod Shop Metalworks is this filler panel, right? So that filler panel will literally cover up all of this and go right about to this corner on the trans tunnel. So all that will be nice and smooth. So relatively inexpensive. It's bead rolled, it's laser cut. I mean, this is a pretty dang quality piece. So this is them right there, Mod Shop Metalworks, and here's your little business card. But they sell a lot of stuff. They have an online website, modshopmetalworks.com, and then they also have an eBay store. This is where we got this is from eBay, just because we didn't see this on their actual website. I'm sure it's there somewhere. But in order to get this piece started to be fitted up, what we need to do is clean up this area just a little bit. Got to push this little grommet with all the factory wiring through, and then just trying to figure out how much we're actually going to cut out. So I'm sure you don't have to cut it out, but we're going to cut it out. So we're going to leave at least a 1-inch section to weld the new panel onto the old sheet metal. But like all these little ribs, we're going to have to cut all these out, all the holes out and all that in the corner. So be a little cutting, a little grinding, a little fitting and welding, but I think in the end it's gonna look badass. You guys already know the deal. Let's see if this one comes out straight. Ooh, not bad, not bad. So I just want to mention to you guys, you know, we're not sponsored by these guys. We don't have an affiliate code. We don't make any money off of them, or if you go visit their store or something like that. So you know, maybe if you mention to them that you saw their company on our YouTube channel, maybe they'll give you a discount. I'm not sure, but you know, I want to kind of just advertise for them, just because, you know, this is a super quality piece. It's all laser cut and it fits perfect. You know, once we cut everything out, I have no issues with it fitting against this firewall. Even how warped or crazy bent it is, I mean, it's gonna fit right up, guys. Like, I've already kind of pre-fit it, and I'll show you guys that a little bit later. But this is their website. It's Mod Shop Metalworks, or modshopinc.net. You know, they got tons of stuff. So F100 parts, Ford Ranger parts, lighting, roll pins, spoilers, tail light buckets, wheel tubs, you know, tons of stuff. So like I was saying, Camaro, GM, I guess they have some Ford stuff too. So go ahead and check them out. They have an Instagram page. It's modshopmetalworks.com. Also go check out our Instagram page. All right, so you just got it hanging right there, but this is what I'm talking about, how we're gonna have to trim all the stuff behind it. But I mean, look how much better that looks. Just, it's so simple, it's so clean. There's no giant holes everywhere. You know, maybe they make something like that, so we're gonna have to figure that one out. This brake booster goes there, the old wiring harness went there, so we don't even need that anymore. So we're gonna have to close that up. And then this little, I don't know what the heck even happened there. Jesus, look at that. Either way, but like I was saying, all this trans tunnel stuff is gonna come out. So what I'm gonna do is actually just try to make a little mark behind it, see how I like it, and see if I can roughly mark it, and then go ahead and start figuring out what we're gonna cut it with. So it actually went a lot smoother than I thought. Made quick work with it with the little buzz saw, pneumatic saw. So as you can see, all that ugliness is gone. So I'm gonna test fit it, make sure that this trans tunnel, the little crease in it, needs to either come back off, or if that's good how it is. Probably gonna have to make either some type of L bracket to weld to right here, which is not a big deal. We'll kind of figure that out once we get toward it. But I did leave an extra 1/2 inch to an inch everywhere else, just in case, and just for final cleanup, because there's some little jagged edge right here. And just make everything nice and straight, and make it look good. That way when we go to weld this thing up, it just fits right in place. We don't have to beat it on or nothing like that. So I'm gonna take some of this Dykem, the steel blue stuff, and actually go around the edges of the metal. That way we can push on it a little bit, and hopefully the sharp edges of the car will kind of tell us where we need to trim more metal or not. Okay, that did not work as well as I thought it was going to. Alright. Plan B. Alright guys, went ahead and put a little channel here. I had to widen it up with just a little bit, and then take the corners out of this this little bracket for the fender, and then trimmed everything up. So hopefully we're getting closer and closer by every cut trim. I think this might be the one. Let's see. Oh yeah, there it is. Good. Look at that. So right now we're against here. We do have a little bit of bulging right here. Might have to cut this little slit a little farther up, or yeah, just probably cut it up a little bit. That way we can kind of massage the metal out. And then what we'll do is go ahead, and once we're ready to weld, we'll bend this back down, weld it to the existing, and then make a small patch for this corner. So other than that, probably gonna take a little bit more out of this corner, maybe a little bit more out of that corner, and then yeah, I think that's it, really. So it's the next day, you guys, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish up. Gotta make a little bit of a cut right here, just kind of bend this piece back because it's hitting right here just ever so slightly to where it's pushing it off and not making it flat, which is fine, no big deal. So we'll go ahead and trim that up. And then I already went ahead and trimmed the outer portion of that little square to fit around the little bracket for the fender. And don't worry, this is still very structural and very sound. Like, there's a big piece of metal on the inside on both sides, so that's why I left that there. What we'll do is once we get it in place, go ahead and drill some holes in the panel, and we'll just do a little few rosette welds, make sure it's that much stronger. Alright, so I got everything prepped up, got all the metal surfaces sanded down and to bare metal for welding. So portions like right here, we're gonna have to lay the panel on, probably do a couple tack welds, get it in place, and then what we're gonna have to do is actually hammer and dolly all these bent pieces, or the pieces that are kind of all, you know, odd shapes and stuff like that, just to make it fit toward the panel. So that's my plan. And I mean, so far so good. Everything's looking pretty good. I think I cut too much off of this bottom rail. Not too big of a deal. We can make a little filler panel for that. Not too worried. Just should have measured twice and cut once instead of measuring once and cutting like 4 times. So you live and you learn. All right, got the last little bit of cutting and grinding done, and just holding it up there with the magnet right now. But yeah, it's gonna look really good once it's done. So right now we're actually waiting on some tools. I'm not gonna use some self tappers and attach it like we did on the trunk. I'm gonna do a little upgrade. I actually got some Clecos and some Cleco pliers coming, so that's what we're waiting on, and it won't be here till next week. So that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. So make sure you watch out for part 2 of the Firewall install. So that's gonna do it for this week's video, you guys. So next week we will get it on the car, we will get it welded, we will get it body filled, and we will make it look like nothing was ever changed. So we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.